Mega Marino, his name is Mega Marino.
Enker, originally from Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge for Game Boy. His weapon's Mirror Buster, and he's weak to Mega Buster. Enker is the first robot master in the Mega Man Killer series, built by Dr. Wily. Enker is also cold, gloomy, and antisocial, and is an ass kicker. Enker always does actions that make him go back and forth across the room. He can move to the other side by either doing one full jump or two small jumps. He also runs really fast. Once he gets to the other side, he'll raise his barrier and attract shots to it. After his smaller jump, you can anticipate him jumping again or running and dodge accordingly. So to avoid Enker, just try to anticipate his attacks and pause buffer if you need more reaction time. Jump over him or slide under his jumps and never trap yourself in a corner. Overall, Enker is the second hardest boss in the game next to Quickman. For no damage loops against Enker, try to stay on top of his attacks. And my single biggest tip to you is to try to stand at the 25% and 75% spots on the floor shown here. Never stop in the middle of the 50% range, and remember that 0 and 100% are the corners, so stay away from that. This boss will certainly weigh you down like an anchor. Man. Subscribe for more. Punk, originally from Mega Man 3 Game Boy. His weapon is Screw Crusher, and he's weak to Mega Buster and Mirror Buster. Punk is the second robot from the Mega Man Killer series, built by Dr. Wily. Punk is also rebellious and refuses to obey figures of authority. Punk starts by destroying the ceiling on incoming, and then he can do one of two attacks. He can turn into a compact spike ball, which is invincible and bounce up and down in place and then fly across the screen either high or low, or he can neutral jump and spam his screw crushers at the player from full screen. So to avoid Punk, jump over his low spike ball or slide under his high spike ball and bait out his projectile. Overall, Punk hits like a truck, and if you are not respecting his moves, you will lose health very fast. This boss can be challenging, but not as challenging as Enker. He actually is a punk. For no damage loops against Punk, try to stay away from him and duck under his Screw Crusher attacks. You can also bait them out to get closer to him. Make sure you are prepared for a high or low spike ball as well. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you leave a happy little comment. Don't be a punk. Subscribe for more. Pluto from Mega Man 5, aka Rockman World 5. His weapon is Break Dash, and he's weak to Grab Buster. Pluto is a star droid designed for jungle combat. Dr. Wily later used Pluto's schematic as the inspiration of Slashman's design. Pluto is also a pretty cute kitty. Pluto starts by shooting small energy waves twice at different elevations of high and low. Pluto will then break dash on the floor towards the player and then break dash in the opposite direction at an angle, and then finally one last time clinging towards the wall. Once on the wall, Pluto will fire 3 homing projectiles towards the player and land on the ground. Once Pluto is back on the ground, the pattern repeats. So to avoid Pluto, jump over him and his projectiles and avoid his break dash cross up. Once he's on the wall, just walk away from his shots. Overall, Pluto has one of the trolliest attack patterns in the whole game and can be inconvenient to fight. For no damage loops against Pluto, jump over him and his projectiles while he's on the floor, walk away from his projectiles on the wall. You can also shoot him when he clings to the wall, but it's a very tight window and it feels good to pull off. If you never watched this, you're silly like Goofy, but since you watched it, you're cool like Pluto. Subscribe for more. God damn it, dude.
Mega Marino, his name is Mega Marino.